अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितां च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपीकान्ता राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। सभी को धन्यवाद, सभी को प्रणाम। हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा।
पढ़ना क्या था? पढ़ मैं पढ़ू?
हरे कृष्ण पढ़िए माता।
नहीं, अच्छा इतना आप पढ़ेंगे कि मैं पढ़ू? मैं पढ़ू। सर्वेन्द्रिय गुणद्रष्टे सर्व प्रत्यय हेतवे असताध्याय योक्ताय सदा भासाय ते नमः। सर्व इंद्रिय गुणद्रष्टे unto the seer of all objectives pursued by the senses, Sarva Pratyaya Hetave, who is the solution to all doubts, and without whose help one cannot solve all doubts and inabilities. Asata, with the manifestation of unreality or illusion. Chaya, because of the resemblance. Uktaya, called Sat of reality. Ahasaya, unto the reflection. Te unto Namaha, I offer my respectful obeisances. Translation. My Lord, you are the observer of all the objectives of the senses. Without your mercy, there is no possibility of solving the problem of doubts. The material world is just like a shadow resembling you. Indeed, one accepts this material world as real because it gives a glimpse of your experience. Purport. The paraphrase this verse. The objectives of sensual activities are actually observed by you. Without your direction, the living entity cannot take even a step forward. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannimishto mattaha smritihi jnanam apohanam cha. You are situated in everyone's heart, and only from you come resemblance and forgetfulness. Chayeva yasya bhuvanani vibharti Durga. The living entity under the clutches of Maya wants to enjoy this material world, but unless you give him directions and remind him, he cannot make progress in pursuing his shadowy objective in life. The conditioned soul wrongly progresses towards the wrong objective life after life, and he is reminded of that objective by you. In one life, the conditioned soul desires to progress toward a certain desires, to progress toward a certain objective, but after his body changes, he forgets everything. Nonetheless, my Lord, because he wanted to enjoy something of this world, you remind him of this in his next birth. Mattaha smritir jnanam apohanam cha, because the conditioned soul wants to forget you. By your grace, you give him opportunities life after life by which he can almost perpetually forget you. Therefore, you are eternally the director of the conditioned souls. It is because you are the original cause of everything that everything appears real. The ultimate reality is your Lordship, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. The word Sarva Pratyaya Hetave is explained by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who says that a result gives one a glimpse of its cause. For example, since an earthen pot is the result of the actions of the potter of a potter, by seeing the earthen pot, one can guess at the existence of the potter. Similarly, this material world resembles the spiritual world, and any intelligent person can guess how it is acting. As explained in Bhagavad Gita, Mayadhakshena Prakritiya Suyate Sa Characharam. The activities of the material world suggest that behind them is the superintendence of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
श्लोक
Krishna.
पे लेके जाओ
जी जी.
श्लोक ले लो।
Pardon?
सर्वेन्द्रियाणि गुणद्रस्त्रे सर्व प्रत्यय हेतवे असत अक्षायुक्त्या सद अभास्य ते नमः. ट्रांसलेशन पे ले जाइए प्रभु जी. My Lord, you are the observer for all the objectives of the senses. Without your mercy, there is no possibility of solving the problems of doubt. The material world is just like a shadow resembling you. Indeed, one occupies this material world as real, accepts this material world as real because it gives a glimpse of your existence. Hare Krishna. So, in the shloka, Gajendra, who is in deep trouble and been caught by the crocodile, is continuing his prayer, and in this particular verse, he is stating that Lord is observer of all the objective of the senses. So it means it simply means that nothing in this world is beyond the purview of the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord is omnipotent and omnipresent, and by the virtue of being omnipotent and omnipresent, he observes each and every action of each and every living entity. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 15th chapter, Krishna says, Sarvasya chaham redi sannivishto masmritirgyanam apohanam cha. So, Sarvasya chaham redi sannivishto. So the Lord is residing in everybody's heart. Nobody in this world can say that Lord is not residing in his heart. I mean, whether somebody accepts it or not, it's another question. but the fact remains that Lord is the one who is driving everything in this world. As we all see in the scripture, Vedic scriptures, and also there is a evidence in Srimad Bhagavatam that post the creation of all the entities of life, everything was created and there was no movement altogether. Then Brahmaji was amazed what to do next. And the Supreme Lord himself expanded himself and started to reside in all the species of life, and that's how the life came into existence. When all the species of life they came into they became lively. So Lord, the Supreme Lord, Krishna is the supreme spark or is the supreme cause of all the causes. Just like a electric equipment, it cannot function until electric current flows into it. Similarly, all of us, we are simply a dull matter made up of five objects, five components of this material nature. And only when the spiritual spark, the Supreme Lord, resides and he activates everything, then only this dead matter seems like functioning. So, as in Bhagavad Gita, at the start of the Bhagavad Gita itself, Krishna is being referred to as Rishikesha. So, Rishikesha basically means master of the senses. So, all of us, we know that we have five senses, and all these five senses, or the whole, sometime, many a time, people refer that this body is temple. And then, if this body is temple, then who is residing here? So, the scriptures gives the answer that the Lord Himself is residing as a controller of everything. So, He's controller of our five senses, and that's why He is called as Rishikesha. So, Krishna says that Maya Dakshine Prakriti Swete Se Characharam Hetu Naneva Kaunte Jagata Parivartate. That under my stewardship, everything is functioning and I'm controlling everything. So Krishna is controlling everything, is in everything. Many times we think that we are in control of everything. But the point is, the fact of the matter is, we are not in control of anything. We can only claim that we are controlling. Just yesterday itself, all of us, you would be aware that how there was a flash flood in Nepal and Tibet, and one hydroelectricity project itself got wiped out. Thousands
Ji
of people got
Prabhuji.
displaced, and thousands of people died as well. They lost their lives as well. Just see so much advancement of technology, so much advancement of science, but we cannot predict what is going to happen the next second itself. So many people were there who went as a tourist and all, and they were. I mean, nobody predicted it. It all came in a flash, and so many people who were unaware and who would never imagine this would happen, and it happened. So the fact of the matter is, we are not in control of anything. Yesterday evening we were discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, and in one of the verses it was written, it was it was stating that regardless of how much ever we try to control things, we are never in control of anything. And for example, it was given that all of us, we try so much hard to become happy by so much endeavor, but ultimately at the end of the day, it is the will of the providence that decides whether we will be happy or not. And moreover, if you see our nearby places and nearby individuals, everybody is working so much hard so that he can get happiness, but it remains elusive. And goes on to state that there are people who are not very learned, who are very learned, yeah, and they are distress in their lives. I mean, regardless whether they have so much wealth, they have so much power, they vest so much power, they have so much lot of connections, so many things they are having, but still they are stressed out. And then there is a opposite. There is one fool, or he is not so much well learned. We don't have much connection, but he is happy. So wealth itself cannot bring in happiness. I mean, hope. I mean, you all agree with this point. So there are people who don't have, hardly they have any material wealth, but still they are happy. They are enjoying their life. The yesterday itself in the night, I was discussing with one of the devotees, and we were discussing that how people think that having wealth, fame, and all brings is proportional to our happiness. But actually, happiness is a state of mind, and it can come uh, without all these things. And one beautiful example is that there are people. I mean, I know one of our close relative. So he's hardly tenth standard. He have passed tenth standard, and he lives in a small native town, uh, wherein he hardly does anything. He's around 45, and he have got some wealth put in a bank, and that's it. He's enjoying the wealth he have gotten from the interest. He's enjoying the interest. Every morning he will wake up, take bath, go to a local shopping area, bazaar. There will purchase, I mean, whatever snacks items he will eat, come back and go to sleep. And by afternoon he will go in the village itself. Some three, four people are there. They will discuss everything under sun, come back, eat food, and go to sleep. And this is a routine from last 10 years. I mean, just imagine, I will ask you a question. Why we are working so much, so hard? We are working so hard to attain the thing which this person have already gotten. Correct or not? All of us, we think we don't have to do anything and we enjoy our life. Agree or not?
Yes.
Yes,
Hmm?
Prabhuji.
And all of us, we are running lot of degrees, this and that. But the moreover we are trying, the more we are trying, we are getting entangled into everything, and we are not getting happiness. And we are not chilling around. We have so many lot of itinerary. We have so many lot of seminars to attend. So many things to do, and what is the ultimate goal? The ultimate goal is to remain peaceful. But moreover, whatever more we are trying, we are not getting peaceful. We are getting distressed. And this guy is hardly learned. He have hardly done 10th standard, and is enjoying his life. So the point is, the more we try to uh, gain material wealth, the more complex our life becomes, and the whole purpose of the whole endeavor get lost somewhere down the line. And that is what is happening with everyone. Hmm. The more we are pushing ourselves, the more entangling we are getting. We are getting entangled, and the whole purpose is not to get entangled, but to get out of it. So our scriptures, they are always informing us, and they are always, so many lot of examples are there which shows how to get out of this vicious cycle. But the irony is, despite hearing all these things, reading all these things, hearing all these things, we are not getting out of it. We are trying to get ourselves coiled in this web of material world. So, the Lord, as stated here, so the Lord is observing all of our activity, and based on our activities only, we are getting we are getting different species of life. we are getting different species of life, and the more we do some sort of actions, the more karma we are creating, and based on the karma we are being judged, and we are thrown into a different species of life. So if at all we think that there is nobody of us, so there is a Gemini philosophy. There was one philosopher called Gemini Muni, and he had a philosophy which he professed that there is nobody is the observer of anything, and there is nothing like karma. The more good action you do, uh, the more enjoyment you will get. But the fact of the matter remains that who will decide whether you are doing good or not, and how you will be judged. So I mean, there are atheistic people also who think that there is no karma, no afterlife, and all. But the point remains, whether you like it or not, there is life after death, and we are all judged based on the action we are doing. So all the action which one needs to do is already defined. See, it's very simple. Even in material world also, when you go, when you apply for a job, it's not that you have to do everything. You have job description. Before you apply, they will give you a job description and what all job they want you to do once you get hired. So there is scope already defined. Similarly, don't you think that all of us have some defined role? We do have a defined role. It's not that we have to do everything. And based on the defined role, the structure itself, it's defined who needs to do what, and what is permissible and what is not. So that clarification, that clarity is already there in the scriptures. Just that if we don't want to see, most of us we think, okay, I don't want to um, follow the rules of the land. So if you don't follow the rule of the land, then you will get punished. As simple as that. So scriptures defines a pathway for us on which we have to walk, and if we walk on that path, our life will our life will be peaceful. See, all of us, we are all sitting peacefully in our houses, on our in our bedroom or in our hall. Why we are sitting like that? We are sitting peaceful because we are a law abiding citizen. Don't you think if you are not abiding to the law, you can sit peacefully? We can sit peacefully. We are not abiding the law. No, we cannot sit because the law enforcement authorities will catch us.
Yes.
Okay. So similarly, this nature is like that. So the nature is controlling everything, whether we like it or not. We are all controlled. See, most of the time we think, okay, we are an independent country, but being independent doesn't means we are not controlled. All of us, we are controlled by the law of the land, and that's where we are peaceful. If we are not controlled by the law of the land, everywhere there will be chaos everywhere, because nobody do what to do or nobody knows. So similarly, nature also have its law, and all of us we have to abide by that law. The problem is that most of the people, or all of us, we are trying to surpass the law of material nature, and that's where there is this propensity to enjoy the material senses. See, and once you try to enjoy the material senses, we are getting trapped. We get trapped. Nowadays, so many diseases are there, so many things happening. Is why? Because people are not regulated. If you see the story of Gajendra also, so Gajendra got caught by crocodile is not by the will. I mean, it is absolutely by the will of the providence. But why he got caught? The important reason was the main reason was that he was trying to enjoy. He was walking with the entourage, and she elephants were there, his relatives were there, and then they went into a lake and they were trying to enjoy. Just imagine if you would have taken, bath and then he would have came out of the water. Had would have been caught in that, caught by the crocodile? No.
No, no.
Correct or not?
Yes.
Huh? So what does it means? It simply means that if we are regulated, we are not caught into the web. The only problem comes when you try to enjoy. Not only this example, any example if you see in our life. Problem arises when we are not regulated. Never ever in life, or you can give any example if somebody is regulated or he is within his limit and is into trouble. We get into trouble only when we are not into our limits. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Agree.
Very true.
All our problems are only because we are not within our limits. All our problems. So Gajendra got into problem because he thought, okay, I mean, he was so much arrogant, as we have already read, that he was so much arrogant that he did not walk on the path. He created his own path, and whatever come in front of he just simply removed it. Just see the arrogance. And then the Lord is the ultimate leveler. Okay, He levels up everything. He makes you humble. This nature is humbling for all of us. It humbles you so that we understand that we are nothing. We are not in control of everything. And not long, he got trapped, and all his arrogance waned off. Now he becomes so much humble that he's praying to the Lord for protection. So we would have seen our life. There are so many arrogant people because of wealth, because of power, because of fame, because of beauty, so many things. All these things, you know, one becomes maddened, and with all these things, he tends to insult. He or she tends to ignore, or he or she tends to belittle others. But ultimately, the time is the ultimate laborer, and it's level ups everything. So we have to be humble. You have to understand if we have got certain wealth, we have got certain good quality or something, we have to become humble and meek. We have to always we should always be thankful to the Lord for whatever He have given. And if we don't become thankful, then sooner or later we have to lose it. See, devotional service is all about being meek and humble. We have to understand that how much insignificant we are. In material world, everybody wants to be very, very important. And on the same lines, devotees always wants to become very, very insignificant. And that's where the more you think that you are insignificant, the more important you are, the more dearer you are to the Lord. Because Lord can adjust everything, but He cannot adjust pride. Lord crushes the pride, basically.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hmm. The moment you feel that you are, I mean, I have given this example so many times that Muhammad Ali, uh, the great boxer, he claimed that he's God himself because he was unbeatable. He simply won everything he fought. And he claimed he's God. What happened? Over the time, his body got deteriorated and he got Parkinson's. And then whole his arrogance. What happened to his arrogance?
Gone.
It, it was subdued
Subdued.
by the nature itself. So whoever claimed that he is the God, he is the ultimate, unbeatable, time will beat. The supreme time,
Hmm.
everyone. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Siksha Ashtakam, he tells us that who can perform devotional service eternally, who can perform devotional service daily. So he sets a qualification, he sets a benchmark. Pranadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishuna amani namani dina kirtaniya sadahari. So one who thinks He's humbler than a blade of grass. Hmm. If one feels that he's humble than a blade of grass, he will he will do devotional service always. Kirtaniya Sadahari, Sadev, always. But just imagine, do we feel ourselves we are humbler than a blade of grass? No. Immediately, if somebody doesn't respect us, if somebody doesn't gives us credit, immediately we'll get irritated, angry. I was just
Yeah.
thinking, I mean, while I was speaking, a thought was coming into my mind. Just imagine how this, blade of grass, so many things would have got wiped out. So many bridges got wiped out. So many houses got collapsed because of this flash flood. But the grass would have sustained. You see, even if some cyclone comes, everything gets uprooted. But have you ever seen, grass, grasses are flying? It
Yes,
remains
they are
it.
planted.
it
Yes.
Sorry.
No, no, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, we have seen that, and they are very soft and they bend, no, for that only they will not.
Yeah, regardless of flash flood comes, cyclone comes, whatever comes, they will remain intact because they're flexible, because they bend themselves. Even somebody crushes it, it doesn't react. Why you're trampling on me? So that is what is the quality of the devotee. Even somebody tramples it, somebody accuses him, somebody gives a bad name, he doesn't worries. He is always well wisher of every other creature, and that is the symptom of a sadhu. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Kapila, he defines us who is a sadhu. He goes on to tell, Titikshva karunika suhridam sarvadehinam ajashatra shanteva sadhu sadhu bhushanam. Titikshva, one who tolerates everything. All of us, if we examine ourselves, we cannot tolerate so many things. What to tolerate of something? All of us, we have our own prejudice, prejudice, and our own, likes and dislikes. And we openly say, I cannot tolerate this, I cannot tolerate this. But what Lord is saying, so what is the quality of sadhu who tolerates everything? Hmm? If you see Lord Rishabh Deva, Lord Rishabh Dev, he was Avadhut, and he was traveling. When he was traveling, Srimad Bhagavatam tells us that so many people, they pelted stones on him, they spat on him, they passed urine on him, they did so many things, but he did not resist. He kept on tolerating them because Lord Rishabh Deva was beyond the bodily conception of life. He was always in the transcendent state of mind, and he knew these people are ignorant. They don't know what they are doing. This behavior is coming out only because of their ignorance. And he kept on tolerating him, all of them. So this is the tolerance level of a pure devotee. Our tolerance level is very, very minute. In fact, we don't have any tolerance level. So a sadhu is already tolerating others. He tolerates others' behaviors. If you see Srila Prabhupada, it's not that this huge empire of temples, huge set of temples were created without tolerating people. No, everybody is not a pure devotee. Everybody have their own karmic life, their own behavior. But we have to tolerate. As a preacher, also we have to tolerate. See, this early morning class is also we are tolerating each other only. So this whole life is all about tolerating, and the key to longevity is tolerating itself. If you want to stay long, you have to tolerate. So the sadhu, he keeps on tolerating others. And karunika is well-wisher of everyone. He's par dukha dukhi. A symptom of a devotee is that he has mercy for others. He's not selfish. He sees that everybody is happy. If he sees somebody in distress, he will try to resolve it. He will go beyond his capacity to ensure that the other person's stress is, removed. Whatever problem is there is solved. That is karunika. Not that if somebody is unhappy or somebody is in distress, we should enjoy. No, that is not a, even for the people who are not favorable, unfavorable, for them also a devotee prays for their well-being, and whatever help we can do for the unfavorable people also, they will continue to do it.
Hmm.
We have to understand the fact that you cannot win over bad by doing bad. You can only win over bad person by doing good to him. And regardless whether he reciprocates or not, we have to continue to do our good. We have to continue to do the good behavior. And that is what is differentiates a devotee from other people. Other people seek revenge. Other people seek opportunity so that they can,
Revenge.
yeah, they can take revenge. But for devotees, we should not be like that. Even if somebody is there who is not favorable to us, we should not take revenge. We should forgive him. And that is how, it's not that when we forgive someone, it's not that we are forgiving them, we are doing favor to them. We are doing favor to our own selves, because we are cleansing our consciousness. If you don't forgive, then your consciousness is polluted. And if your consciousness is polluted, then you are the one who are suffering, not the other person. But the moment you give up, the moment you say, okay, let it be, and move on, your mind will be crystal clear. The anxiety, the, the clarity of thoughts, everything will fall in place. So, devotee is like that. He is forgiving and is well wisher of everyone. Suhridam Sarvadehi now. What do you mean by well wisher of everyone? That he sees that he does good for everyone. And the ultimate good which a devotee does is that he connects the fragmental portion of the Lord, the jivas, to the Lord Himself. The people, the jivas who are forgetful, we were forgetful of the Lord, he simply connects with the Supreme Lord, and he establishes the connection. That is the ultimate benefit one can do. All of us, we are loitering in the streets in this material world. It's because of what? Because of forgetfulness to our relation with the Lord. But now, since we have connected with ourselves with the Lord, our life has completely changed. 360-degree change. I'm not saying that all of us we have become a pure soul, but nonetheless, at least we have this consciousness. We know, we accept the authority of the Supreme Lord. We accept that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. We accept that karmic reactions are there. We accept that we have to perform devotional service. We accept that this human form of life is very precious. And he is Ajashatru. Ajashatru means he don't have any enemy. See, you have enemy only when you think somebody is opposing you. But if you don't have any difference of opinion with everyone, then why you will have any enemy? You are well wisher of everyone, then you don't have any enemies. And even if somebody thinks that you are his enemy, the devotee himself doesn't think he is my enemy. It tolerates him. See, all these qualities seems like it's difficult, but gradually it's not that it's very difficult to gain or inculcate. See, all this quality will manifest by your own self. The more you perform devotional service, the more we perform bhakti, the more we take association of our scriptures. All these qualities, good qualities, will automatically manifest in our own selves. Following the four regulatory principle itself ensures that so much piety comes in our own behavior. So we are all advised to follow the four regulatory principles: no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. So if somebody follows this four regulatory principle holistically, he himself get benefited. So we have to understand that the ultimate goal of our life is to ensure that our consciousness is always fixed at the lotus feet of the Lord, lotus feet of Krishna, and we should be ready to pay whatever price that needs to be given for ensuring that our consciousness is always fixed in the Lord. So we should always strive for that. And even a second wasted in anything else should be lamented that we have wasted so much precious time, because we don't know we don't know when will happen what. We don't know when this thunderbolt of the eternal time hits us. So we should be always be ready. We should always be meek. We should always be surrendered, and we should always aspire for mercy of the Supreme Lord, so that our human form of life is successful and we can achieve the eternal abode of the Supreme Lord. Okay, make sense?
Prabhuji.
हाँ प्रभु
Thank you so
Hmm.
much.
So anybody have any question? We can take the question, or else we can do japa.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, all I understood here is forgiveness is very important. We have to do that every day.
Correct. Yes.
Self forgiveness and forgive others.
Yes.
Part
Yes.
it should be part of our life, everyday life.
Correct. If you're forgiving others, it's not that we are doing favor to them. We are doing favor to our own self. Okay. So
Otherwise,
we have.
they'll only be occupied all the time in the mind. We can't
Yes.
focus on God.
Correct. Correct. So we have Krishna Janmashtami on 4th of September. So yeah. So we can do japa. If somebody don't have, I mean, any other question, Chetna Mataji, you have?
A very eye-opening session today it was, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. At least it was helpful for you.
Yes.
Okay. Any other question or comment?
See, Prabhuji, our generation or coming generation are not even aware of all these things, and they don't even want to understand the part. these part. They are really like attached to the materialistic things. How collective consciousness itself is going in a different direction. I wonder how like it has to speed up. That awareness has to be built.
Yeah, that will be built only when we take some concrete efforts. You know,
Yes.
all these things should come um, from the childhood itself. You know, it
Yes.
cannot be forced when somebody is grown up. Actually,
Mhm.
so as a parent, we should aspire to do this. I mean, to uh, at least make the children aware from the childhood itself and gradually, because nowadays if you see, so many lot of people are having lot of wealth. So previously people were not wealthy, but now since lot of wealth is there, people are getting attracted to cheap things, I mean cheap enjoyment. And
Mhm.
most important part is the responsibility of parent itself are forcing them, and later on they realize that what they have done is not good.
Yes.
So if parent itself are not aware, how come they will teach or they will transform their kids?
Parents only tell, mind your own business if kid is helping somebody or something. Why
Yes,
are
yes.
you bothered about that? You mind your business. So unconsciously, parents are only telling, don't help others, be selfish. So it may help materialistic way, but it is not uh, totally wrongdoing. And
Correct, correct.
parents,
From the childhood itself, it comes. My daughter goes to school, and then she was telling that whenever she, every day, her tiffin is, whenever she opens her tiffin, so
mm,
her colleagues, I mean not colleagues, the students, they will seek, okay, you give me this, give me that. So I told them, give me whatever. If everybody is seeking from you, give them everything. Even if you have to be hungry, if you can fill others' belly, it should be
mhm.
private. I mean, that is how it should be. Otherwise, we will say, no, no, no. Why you are giving to them? You eat yourself. Then you are setting a wrong precedence, and ultimately, it will hurt you only in long term.
Yeah, parents' heart also should be big enough to guide that way, Prabhuji. Not all the parents will uh, think that way.
Mhm.
Your heart should be such a kind, and then only we can think that way.
Correct, correct.
So this world is
Because
full
we
of
are getting,
Maya.
we are infected by the environment, and most of the time we are getting what you call impressed by the surroundings and the people we associate. So nowadays people are associating with TVs and all this, and they're seeing all that things. And maybe because we are moving away from scriptures, we are moving away from the stories which were taught in the childhood. Nowadays people, the children's also, they're not learning the stories of our great people. They're learning through mobile and all. So how they will get this quality of compassion and forgiveness, all this because material world, all this material, uh, you know uh, so all these things, they will not teach these values. So it should come from the parent itself. It comes from the stories the parent tells to their children.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Even if the parents teach
Parents
their
should stop or pause for a while from the rat race and focus on these aspects. That is the only way ahead.
Correct, correct.
Devote some time every day for these things because they themselves have to cleanse these things. Then only they can. Lot of
Do agree with you.
time we need to give for that, and the challenges are always there, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes, yes. Hello, bro, you're telling something?
yes, sir. Even if the parents are well enough or they try to inculcate good habits in their children, but the environment is such that it is very difficult to get it get away through it. The environment, their colleagues, all that means they will make a mockery of all means, even if we teach them good things.
No, no. So that, so see, all these things, it should be done at the start itself when, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, because that's where, when children are in control, they will come, if somebody makes the mockery, they will come and tell your parents. They will tell my colleagues were selling, telling like this. Then that's where we have to boost their morale. If that is the time, if they are, if their morale is boosted and they are into a good thing, then later on nobody can, regardless of whatever comments they make, they will not be budging. Okay, they will not move from the values, because
You'll
they are
have to
no.
move again. Yeah, you'll have to move against the wind. The wind is
Sorry.
blowing as such that it is very difficult to monitor each and everything. But still, we can always try.
Correct, correct.
At the young age, may it is easy to adapt and be flexibility will be more. If we do not learn at that stage, then it becomes so difficult. Only the experiences or their own this thing will teach them the lesson. So hard way, people will they will learn, but in a very hard way.
But
So
by the time it will be too late.
yes, Prabhuji, that is the uh, problem. It will be too late. So,
Yeah. And then they will have only regrets only. There are so many people I have seen in life. I mean,
mhm.
since they are preaching, there are so many people, they have only things they have left is regrets only. So so that is a problem. But anyways, since we should not think about other at this moment of time, we should try to inculcate all that good qualities in whoever we can do, I mean, at least in our close circle, so that we should try. We cannot change the whole world, but at least we can change ourselves and few here and there who are impressed by our values and system, so that we can do the little part. Yeah,
Shall we go for a round of japa?
yeah, sure, sure, sure.
Thank you so much. Jai Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityanand Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna. Shall we conclude? Hare Krishna. Meera Mataji.
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा। अब और एक मिनट है ना, उसके लिए प्रभु जी आएंगे करके। हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
You might be busy somewhere.
Another 1 minute is there, no? Let us wait. Otherwise, I will conclude. So Prabhuji is not there.
Yeah, he's
Okay. श्रीमद् भागवत पुराण की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री प्रभु गुरुदेव की जय। ओम तत्सत, ओम तत्सत, ओम तत्सत। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। सभी को धन्यवाद, सभी को प्रणाम, सभी को शुभ हो। हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा। धन्यवाद सभी को।
हरे कृष्णा।